It's January 22nd, 9:08 in the morning. As long as I stay alive, I'm going to start dating and timing these videos because the FBI is delaying all my uploads on YouTube. But this is how much I've urinated. I got home from UPMC, Shadyside Hospital, early evening. And this is how much I've urinated since then. And that's a little less than half a day. My kidneys are failing. I only get dark urine in the morning. The rest of my urine looks like this. That means there's little waste in my urine because my kidneys are failing. As you looked at if you looked at my after visit commentary video yesterday, you can see that I have pitted edema on both of my legs. This acid reflux, acid indigestion, dry mouth, it's not going anywhere because I have ketoacidosis. I have lost all ability to orally hydrate myself. And that's not meaning I can still swallow, even though sometimes it's hard to swallow like it was yesterday before I went to the hospital because all this acid built up. That means that I cannot keep myself hydrated. That's half the problem. Because everything I drink, I instantly urinate it out. And you can see every time the FBI gives me IV fluids, and no matter what hospital they go to, they got the IV dripping like a faucet. I mean, running like a faucet. Not on a slow drip. That means I'm going to instantly urinate it out. Now, the FBI cannot say these killers, these sociopathic, racist killers the FBI put in charge of my health care, they don't know how much I urinate. Because I show them my videos every time I go there. And they reluctantly look at them. And they still put the IV running on full blast, knowing it's just going to run right through me and I'm going to pee it out and I'm going to be right back in the hospital the next day or the next day after that. The FBI, if I wouldn't make these videos, they wouldn't even give me IV fluids. I promise you that. But when they do give me IV fluids, they make sure they're at little benefit to me because they have them dripping so fast. I think I've worn out my welcome at UPMC Shadyside Hospital, just like I did at West Penn Hospital. That's where the FBI staged that whole thing. I was recording patients. I don't need to record a patient. For one, the patient's not in control of my health care. They're not making life and death decisions on my behalf. That was all ruse by the FBI to get me banned from that hospital because I embarrassed them there. I was assaulted by their FBI security. And I kept going back there for the cellulitis abscess wound that is still swollen and is still infected. I showed it to you yesterday. My other leg is bigger than the other leg. It has a swollen mound. Now it's closed. At least, it was draining every day. Now it's not draining anymore. But the FBI is going to start sitting me in the hallway at UPMC Shadyside Hospital. This is what they do when they run out of options because I keep going back for the same. There's no way I shouldn't be in. Anybody who looks at my labs, even though the FBI lies on my labs, I promise you that. My salt levels are through the roof. But you can see if you've been following my discharge papers, my salt levels going up and up each day. I'm going to show you what's in this refrigerator. It's nothing but vegetables and fruit. And I can't eat the raspberries no more. I can't eat the strawberries no more. So I'm down to a little bit of cauliflower, iceberg lettuce, and kale. And like I said, I got to go easy on that because that's causing me gas and bloatness. This acid is messing up my whole body. It's ketoacidosis. I can't eat certain foods that I used to be able to eat garlic, ginger, cinnamon. I can't eat that no more. I have horrible reactions to it because of my stomach. I used to love spicy food. I can't even smell it no more. It makes me gag. That's how bad my stomach is. I keep telling them every time I go to the hospital, my stomach is all distended. It's bloated. It hurts. Top right, bottom half. They've never looked at my stomach. They've never looked at my esophagus. The FBI has never. They give me. They give. They. I get the bare minimum of medical treatment. I've been a vegetarian, a vegan, since the first week of December. In every trip to the emergency room, I've had ketones in my urine. It's obviously I'm a diabetic. I have ketoacidosis. The FBI just don't they don't want to admit me to the hospital. I keep going back. See, I keep telling people when I make these videos, it doesn't matter what hospital I go to. And I should have made that. That should be my point. Should be proven by now, because the FBI is going to have their killer staff regardless. I can go to a hospital in bumfuck Egypt, and the FBI will have their FBI security there. I mean, their FBI killers there to make sure they treat me. And they'll put up a whole ruse. They'll have everybody wearing black and gray and sounding like me and saying the same numbers over and over again. I want you people to ask these people after I'm dead, how did I benefit from the FBI's this murder and frame operation? I'm suffering and I'm miserable every day. Every day I'm fighting to stay out of a fucking casket. I have no money. I have no friends. You know, the FBI, you know, they got this whole operation going down on the Wood Street Commons. Doesn't nobody knock on my door and ask me how I'm doing? How I'm feeling? Do I need anything? Not the FBI staff here, not the residents here, but all these people sound like me. All these people use the same words and phrases me and my brother use. They all say the FBI's frame numbers. I mean, it's ridiculous. It should never be this easy to murder and frame an innocent man. But back to my point, this is how much I urinated since early evening yesterday till this morning, 9:08 till when I start recording this video. Everybody gonna know is I'm gonna be back in the emergency room for the same thing that's getting progressively worse. Like I said, as I'm talking to you right now, my chest is burning, my throat is burning, my throat hurts. You know, I don't feel as weak as I did yesterday. Maybe finally that Pepsi is getting out of my system. But my kidneys are done. I'm gonna need a kidney transplant. I already know that. My kidneys are finished. They was finished months ago. But all this acid in my body, it's hurt them. It's high blood pressure because my body's holding on to all this salt. It's whatever little function I have left in my kidneys is taking it away. And I want to tell you people, if I ever go, because, you know, with my body being extremely acidic, I can go into a coma anytime. If I go into a coma in the emergency room, the FBI is going to say I had cardiac arrest. I have no chance of being resuscitated. None. Zero. That's at any hospital I go to with the FBI's killers treating me. All of them. I try to go live in these hospitals. For some reason, I can't do it on my YouTube. I don't know why. I didn't think that was a restriction. I thought everybody can go live with a YouTube channel and some subscribers. For some reason, I can't. And but I'm gonna continue to document my murder and my framing for my daughters, James and Claire, because I want them to know Daddy never stopped fighting. Anybody who looks at my labs and see how I'm urinating every day, and you should see the FBI doesn't even want to give me IV fluids. That one should be the least they can do. This is not no medical mystery what's happening to me. My kidneys are failing. All of a sudden, I became a type 1 diabetic because the FBI has left me suffer with pancreatitis. And I was already a diabetic. Now I'm a type 1 diabetic. It's obvious. Because my pancreas would have been killing them ketones by now. Well, nullifying them. Not killing them. Nullifying them is the right word. My pancreas is done. It's been done for months. All of a sudden, like I said, I've never, you know, like I said, the FBI has let me suffer a great deal. And by some act of God, I do survive this. Just like I told my brother yesterday, I paid a hell of a price. My heart is permanently damaged. My spleen is enlarged. I'm going to need a kidney transplant. I'm a type 1 diabetic. I feel like an old man when I walk with all the calcium built up in my body. Just pray for me, please. Continue to please keep me in your prayers. I need all the help I can get. And that's from God, and that's from people who's watching these videos. I don't know anybody, the FBI only allows comments from their federal agents and informants on my video, and none of them are positive. The FBI will never let me see anything that's positive on my YouTube videos. And they delete my own comments, so I'm pretty sure they delete people's comments who say anything positive about me. But please continue to pray for me.